Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I sell all of the fabulous Stampin' Up! Products that I share with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I am unannounced. I do apologize. I am having one of those days. I'm out of sorts and I don't know. It's a Wednesday. What can I say? So, today I am going to be sharing a shaker card with you, and it is a Christmas one. Oh, I need to turn off my volume on my iPad. Christmas in July. So we are going to be using the adorable Snowman season. This is a carryover. Hello, Sue. How are you today? This is a carryover from the last year's holiday catalog. So this is in the annual catalog right now. Let me just look here to see what page. I didn't even get that done. Back in the index, the very back of your catalog, you've got an index with all of your stamps in alphabetical order. So page 63 is where you're going to find Snowman season right here. So, and I am pairing it with it's very glary, sorry about that. So I'll flip it over. So with the jar punch that goes with the jar of flowers. I don't know if you remember when I first saw this, I said that, ooh, I could see using that with the Snowman set. So that is exactly what I did. And then we're also pulling in the Whale of a Time sequins. We're pulling out the fins or whatever they are. And then the snowflake sequins. Now, you cannot order these right now, but these are a carryover from last year as well. And they are going to be in our new holiday catalog. They are in here. They went to sleep for the time being. But if you've got these from last year, pull them out because you're going to be able to start to use them now. So here is my adorable little shaker card using the snow globe. I've got the mason jar shaker domes. So it comes, there's 10 in the package. And I've only used the one so far. So this is the way they come. And I put mine upside down so that it is like a snow globe. And then you can see, here's the ones that I've pulled out. So you can see the white snowflakes and sequins, and then the other colored sequins as well from the Whale of a Time. And then my die here, this is from the Ornate Frames. This was with a Halloween set last year. And then I've just pulled out a few of the sequins just to add to the front. And then, of course, my favorite go-to designer series paper, Artistry Blooms. Oh my goodness. I cannot stop using this designer series paper. I have gone through almost the entire pack. It's got so many fabulous colors in it. Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Melon Mambo, Night of Navy, and Whisper White. And as you can see, I have been cutting it up like crazy. When you have designer series paper, cut it up, use it. So, and then this is my Whisper White 1/4 inch crinkle seam binding ribbon. However, it's just a slightly different color because I colored it with the light Seaside Spray Stampin' Blend. So let's get started to show you how easy this is to create. Like, this is a super quick and easy card. Now this, as you can see, the thickness, this is going to cost you way more postage to mail it. So this would be a hand deliver card, or somebody that you really, really like. All right, so we are using the Whisper White note cards and envelopes for the base. And then I have already cut, I have my Misty Moonlight. This is one of the new in colors. And then I have a piece of thick Whisper White because I am going to be using my Stampin' Blend on it. And I forgot to show you the inside. I have shown some stamped love, and you can see there's no bleeding through the back because I used my pencil crayons. I used Pumpkin Pie, Coastal Cabana, and Flirty Flamingo to color the snowman in. Just adds a little bit of color to it so that it kind of matches the outside, but that way there's no bleeding through, because alcohol markers bleed through. All right, so what we're going to do first is I am going to, so here is my artistry blooms. So this is the opposite side, but look at this gorgeous watercolor wash with a bit of the crackle paint. Oh, I just love this. All right, so we are going to take and insert our designer series paper in, and we're going to make sure, we're going to butt it all the way to the very bottom and make sure that it's fairly even on both sides so that you are as close to the center as possible. And I think that looks even. And punch. Okay, so there we've got our punched out. So then I'm going to take, these are the exact same size, or they should be anyways. So I'm going to take this and layer it right over top of my thick Whisper White. And because this is photopolymer, this stamp set, you need the foam pierce mat underneath. And my stamp is still wet from my chamois. I had it sitting in my chamois, so I'm just drying it, although now I'm getting fluffy. So I was drying it on my pants. All right, so let's just stamp it on here to get any of that excess water off. Make sure that there's no hairs or fluffies. So we're using this cutie patootie here, and then his two little arms right there. So, and then of course, because I'm coloring with my blends, I am using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. All right, so we are going to ink that up, and I always like to flip it over and make sure I've got a good solid inked up image. Move that to the side so I don't put my hands in it. And then just because I've been moving this around a bit, you want to make sure that this is nice and even on there. And then now, because I've got the camera in the way, this is going to be just a smidge trickier than it is without. So I'm going to stamp this up towards the top of my punched out jar, right like that. Okay, and now he is centered in my jar opening. Move that to the side. And now for the arms, because you can't have the arms Mr. Snowman's arms can't be out too far because they're not going to show. You want to keep them fairly close to his body. So we are just going to ink up. You can see I've just stamped so that I'm not inking up the whole thing. And I am going to angle so that my arms are going up. He's saying, yay! Okay, and the same thing with the other one. Lining it up. There we go. Okay, and then let's take the base. Give that a moment. And ink up before we clean this. Just the very bottom corner here. All right. And then ink up our arms and do the same so that my inside matches my outside with cute stamped love. Okay, now we can close this up. Set this off to the side. And we're going to, now I find that these can be quite staticky, so I've got a dryer sheet that I just like to rub on the inside. It's been used, so that way it's going to cut down on that static. And we're just going to set that aside for a moment. Before we start coloring, let's bring in our, making sure my lighting is nice and bright here. Let's bring in our label, and we're going to be using Misty Moonlight for stamping our sentiment. And July is a great time to start your holiday crafting because as the fall approaches, it gets so very busy. So if you get a head start now and start creating a few things, you'll be thankful for it. And I'm hoping that the fall will bring the ability to get together a bit more, be able to hug people. Wouldn't that be fabulous? So now we have our label is stamped. So let's bring in our markers. So we have the color lifter, and then we've got our light pool party, our dark pumpkin pie, and our light petal pink. Petal pink for those rosy cheeks. And we're just giving them little circles there. And then being very careful with this little nose. We're just going to color in that nose. And then I'm going to go around the outside of my snowman with my light pool party. It's going around so that we've got a bit of definition from the cardstock there. So he looks more 3D popping off the page. Just tracing all the way around. And I'll take my color lifter and blend that out. Now, don't forget that bonus days are going on for the entire month until actually August 3rd is the last day to earn a bonus day coupon, and that is for every $60 you spend, you're going to get, before tax and shipping, you're going to get a $6 coupon emailed to you from Stampin' Up. Okay, so now, even though you don't really see it, I am going to give a bit of ground, just because. Hello, Lisa, how are you? So, now we're going to take the color lifter and just go around the outside of that line, just so that it softens it and is not quite so harsh. So today Brad is working from home, and thank goodness, because my laptop, I only have a laptop, I don't have a desktop, is not working. It's 1 year old and there's something goofy going on with it. So I have not been able to check email or anything. So he was right behind me working on it, and that's why I didn't appear in my video at the start, but he has now taken it into his office with the words, uh-oh, that's not good. So everybody, please cross your fingers for me that my laptop is not too awful damaged for some reason. I'm not sure. So before we finish up with this, we're going to take our watercolor pencils. We're not going to blend it all. We're just going to be ever so light with our coloring, just so it's just a hint of the coloring. We don't want it dark. We just want that little blush for those cheekies. And then color in that nose. And then because we don't have a pool party watercolor pencil, I'm using the Coastal Cabana, and I am just ever so slightly, there is like no pressure at all in my strokes here. I'm just gently going around the outside so that I have that little bit of definition, so that my little snowman, snow person is looking more like it's popping off the page. So, and I like to turn my work, especially when I've got my stand and my phone over top of me. So that I can't get quite over top of my work. All right. So there you can see that it's just ever so slight, that color. But it really does, in my opinion, make a difference with how it pops off the page. And then you can see how this one here is brighter. Okay, so I should also take my, I don't know if this is going to do anything or not on the paper, but so now what we're going to do is, this is where you bring your, take your pick tool in, and you're going to lift up that protective covering off of that sticky adhesive. Place that down, and then you're gonna, whoops, wrong way, that won't fit. You're going to go directly over top and press. Press those seams so that you've got a good adhesion with your designer series paper to that sticky tape. Okay, so now we're stuck on there. So now what we're going to do is carefully, you don't want to spill these. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of these last year, but I was lucky enough to still have some, so I tucked them away. So we're going to throw some in here. Maybe a few more than I did on my original. And then our whale of a time. What I did with that to make sure that I did not get any of these, I don't know if that would be a fin or a mermaid tail. So what I did was I just took a couple handfuls and threw them in the lid. And then I took my take your pick tool, put the lid on the pokey side, and then I'm just going to pick out these tails, and I don't want any of this gold. But I thought these colors, even though it's for the whale suite of products, I thought the colors were perfect for a winter shaker card. That's a gold one, so I want to make sure that I don't have any of these tails in there. That would look kind of bizarre now, wouldn't it? All right, so the heat from my hand easily picks those up. And a few more of these dark ones. Because they add that contrast between the white snowflakes, having those nice dark ones. And then a few of these light blue ones. They're just awesome. All right, so, and then what I did was I shook it all to the bottom to see what it's going to look like, and I think that should be good. Maybe let's go 1, 2 more, and then just throw these back in here. All right, so now this is going to be the very tricky part. So you're going to remove this carefully. Lids on this, and then this is why I colored, or I cut it the exact same size. So now I'm going to go all the way around the outside with my liquid glue. That. All right, so move this a little closer to me. Hopefully I'm still in camera view. And then I am going to line that right up over top and flip it over. And then give it a press. So that we are pressing that tape that's on the outside of the shaker dome, as well as my glue. So, and look at that. So that's got a bit more. And see, I said I didn't know why I colored the bottom because it's not even going to show, but it just out of habit. So there you've got your light, your dark. Isn't it just so cute? Good morning, Judy. How are you? So just because it's in the catalog as a, there's a little bit of white showing there. Just because it's in the catalog as a one type of season, look at it. Maybe it'll work for another season. Okay, so I'm just taking that teeny tiny, and you can see that little hair with my trimmer, because that would bug me seeing that. And then there's a little there, that little where I didn't get it quite glued down properly. So put my trimmer to the side. Now we are going to use our liquid glue and layer this over top. And then fold and burnish our card base. Yes, I finished doing, I'm in a couple different swaps, but the swap that I just popped down to the post office this morning was a demonstrator swap that was all new August to December, otherwise known as the Holiday Mini. We had to use products exclusively from that. So I created a Christmas card, and after doing that, after making 18 of them, I was like, well, now I want to make Christmas cards. So I was like, all right, what am I going to do then? Well, how about I make this card that I had been thinking about for some time with the Snowman and the shaker and the jar domes. So that is how this came to be, because I was like, guess what I'm doing is I'm just folding so that I can guesstimate how much ribbon I need. Grab my scissors and snip that off. Move that to the side. All right, so I tried using the light, I wanted to show you that, the light Misty Moonlight, because we have the Stampin' Blends in the Misty Moonlight. So I tried using the light Misty Moonlight, but it was still, the light was quite dark, and I thought you didn't really notice it. And here comes Marshall. Marshall, get away. Marshall the cat is exploring what I'm doing. So hopefully he does not knock anything over. All right, so I wanted just a hint of color to make it so that it's not stark white under that white label. So you can see how, let me just pick that up. I don't know if you can tell that there is a color difference. Not much, but there is a color difference. And that's what I wanted. I just wanted it a little shade darker than the white. Oh, Marshall's digging through my garbage bin. Marshall the cat loves plastic. I don't know if any of my viewers have a cat, but this crazy cat loves his plastic. And can you hear that? He has dug through my garbage bin that's on my desk and pulled out some plastic. Silly boy. All right, so we're going to bring in the silicone craft sheet. And I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. And make sure I'm at the top. And I'm going to run a strip at the top and a strip at the bottom. There we have it. And I am going to lay this across here and then snip. I want to clean up this. There we go. And then the opposite way. I tried a couple different ways for my ribbon, and I decided that, oh, that's the same way. I decided that this, having just the two strips this way, was what I liked better. So we're going to take this a little shorter. All right. And then let's take this one a little shorter, or a lot shorter. Okay, so there we've got just that little bit sticking out. And now, dimensionals. Pop this up, so one in the middle and one at either end. Give it a press. And my take your pick tool. Come on. And all three of my backings are on there. Easy peasy. All right. So now let's bring this, and we're going to just pop this down here. Lift it up to make sure that I am fairly straight. All right, so now we want to put a few sequins on here of the snowflake ones. So let's go 1, 2, and one down here, 3. And open up our snowflake sequence again. Move this over slightly. And I've got there. So there's one. Whoops. I didn't want the star, so I dropped it. And there we go, 2 and 3. You could add a whole lot more than just the 3, but I thought that that was cute because I didn't want it to take away from my cute snowman in the shaker jar. So there we have it. Let me bring that up closer to you. Cute, eh? And I used products that were not Christmas, not for what they were originally intended. I like to do that to make sure that I'm showing you how to make the most out of your products, to really stretch those dollars and make them work even harder for you, showing you that you can use them for many different things. And then of course we've got our cute little snowman on the inside. Yes, so I hope you enjoyed that card today. Please share my video. Sharing is caring. And if you are watching the replay afterwards on YouTube, please click that subscribe button, as well as give me a thumbs up, a like, and I will see you on Friday. We'll see if I shake off this wanting to do Christmas or if I will do another Christmas. Oh, I wanted to show you. I had posted yesterday when I was doing those cards. I wanted to show you. This is the, is it going to pick it up? This is the new Snowflake embossing folder. I used this on my swaps. Isn't this, wow, it is so gorgeous. Yes, it is picking it up. Oh, it's just lovely. So that is one of the brand new products that you can look forward to in August. And then I also used this embossing folder. The little dots, so cute. Yeah, so there you've got a little sneak peek as to what is coming. So if you would like a catalog and you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, please give me a message and I would be happy to send one to you. If you have placed an order with me since April, you are automatically going to be getting a catalog in the mail from me, or I will be contacting you to pick them up. They will be ready to go next week. So, thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you have a fabulous Wednesday, and I will see you again on Friday. Bye for now.